Coverage begin. We then are live for 1 hour. We will show the paddock show at 11 o'clock.
It's going to be about half an hour of nothing, unfortunately.
For the church break, and then we go to a break where we have a bit of brunch, I think.
Is it brunch having on?
Well, it's a bit too early for
Paninis,
lunch.
perhaps?
A bit too late for breakfast.
Yes.
We'll still be full of breakfast.
Really? Where's that coming from?
Sorry?
Where's the breakfast coming from?
Lovely cafe
hotel breakfast.
and canteen. Oh, yeah.
If it opens early enough.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, enough of our meal planning.
That's what it's all about, Nick. Here they come, then.
The meal planning,
little bit of waving going on there. Not quite sure if the regs allow that, but we'll let that go. It's not our job. Our job is to tell everybody that we are underway.
They're going round again. Round again. Now, they're now counting one. At this point, it should get reset to 0. The clock's counting down. I think that that we're not getting a restart time. So when they go across the line again, normally it resets back to 8. Now, last time it didn't do that. So
it's actually counting it as a race lap. We're now.
No, that happens anyway normally, but it then resets. They go over the second time.
Yeah, and the clock has started, Nick. So we wait for them to come round. They're already through the Rapids bends. That's a sweeping right-hander, a very, very fast double apex left-hander, which is absolutely daunting because you're then very, very hard on the brakes into the right-hand hairpin at Hanger. And that's a 100, a little bit more than a 180-degree turn. You hug the curb on the inside. Here they come out of Hanger, down the Woodland Straight towards the start. They miss out the dogleg chicane. They are very close indeed. Side by side, into the tram lines they go, and they look nice and tidy, and we will get it underway towards Pitts Bend.
And it's not reset. Now, I don't know whether that's actually something they've decided to not. If you get a wave round, you don't get the extra time.
Oh, that's a false start. That's a false start again, Nick.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a racing speed. The way the false start flag flies at the marshal's post,
but
every driver becomes aware.
But at this point, we're now 1.5 minutes into the race.
Yeah, we'll monitor that. They're just making their way around. We did have people breaking ranks out of the tram lines before.
Sorry, junior road tax drivers pushing it a bit.
Junior road tax drivers pushing their luck with the starting official.
How dare you say that?
Yes. What will they think of next? Yeah, we should see them again coming out of Hanger down the Woodland Straight towards us again. Let's see if they can get things underway again, Nick. It's just coming. It's just ticked by 5:30 here, so I'm not sure of any curfew. If it is, it will be 6 p.m. Bizarre, because there's an airfield next door, but you never know.
No, they're looking at 5 minutes and 30 seconds of actual racing, unless it's reset. Now, I think this is because it doesn't. I think this is actually a conscious decision.
We'll see.
Perhaps get the thing finished before 6. That's not right either, surely.
Well, we look like we're racing here. There's got somebody off to the right.
It's the 44 cart that's gone.
The 44
that's
of Ethan Barrow
from second place. Oh, dear.
From the front row of the grid, Ethan Barrow went.
From the back of the grid, we lost the
16
or 18, one of the two. Not quite sure which one it was. 16 is Lucy Lovell.
That looked like Lucy Lovell, actually.
And who's actually not been lost with 5 minutes to go. So I think my feeling is that they've decided these heats, they're not, if you get a full start, they're going to carry on going.
Well, Lucy started 5th, and she speared off to the right before we got anywhere near the apex of the first turn. Here come the leaders, and it looks like Maxim Smith is our leader from pole position. We'll confirm that as they come underneath us, and we get a look at the numbers on the carts. They use all of that curb through the dogleg chicane. Maxim Smith, Caden Welsh, Lucas Howell, Ronan Moore,
big battle.
Alex Colentiano, Dylan Morton, Lincoln Bevan, Leo Basterfield, Adam Catling and Charlie Hume.
Yeah, most of the battles there are sort of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 moving on down low. The first three had a little bit of a gap. All of them, as you can see equidistantly on the screen, you see the three of them.
We've got yellow flags out, Nick, at always. There's a cart off just on the inside, and until we get that driver to safety, we will be showing a yellow flag there. We get the driver across to the marshal's post. Meanwhile, the leaders are back under green.
It's quite a long period of yellow, actually.
Yeah. Out of the Hanger hairpin. Second place, having a bit of a tussle. Caden Welsh and Lucas Howell. They sort themselves out. That looks very untidy over that last
I can't believe
curve.
that's faster. I mean, obviously, and at the inside goes the 19, past the 995. Howell gets past Caden Welch, just beneath our commentary position there, and now sweeping once more into Summit. And now the question is, can Howell go on to start bothering Maxim Smith, who currently is about half a second, three-quarter second up the road?
Lucas Howell he's here with the Cools team. He's been a heat winner in round 1 and a heat winner in round 2. So Lucas Howell, currently 9th in the championship. He was second on the podium at Forest Edge. So we know how quick he can be. Lucas currently in 9th place in the championship. And the story is, can he chase down and challenge what looks like his teammate, Maxim Smith?
No, they're slightly different picks in his head. Not as he challenges already in the head. They are slightly differently stickered, to be honest, Joe.
Really?
Them, yeah.
That's very, very similar to the Cools livery.
Howell now gets past. It's much more, it's darker blue. Or is it kind of a metallic blue? But the first two together. So Howell now, it's got Smith. It's Smith. They are very, very similar on this camera and on the side. They're almost like so they're overtaking this whole area.
No. With Cools.
Oh, it's just they've got different.
It's Cools 1-2.
Right, you watch them when they come through.
I know they
liveries.
are slightly, but maybe one's an old livery of Cools.
Perhaps one's a 23 livery, one's a 24 livery.
Yes, we'll see.
I've dropped my glasses.
Okay, Nick's going to go away for a little bit.
No, I'm back again. I found them.
All right, okay.
I found my glasses now, dear. I can do what I need to do.
Here they come then out of the dog leg for the...
And it's third and fourth where battle is now.
I think the fourth time, but we're showing 7 laps.
Welch and Dylan Morgan, who are having a real ding-dong going round this pit bend. And they sweep now. That's into Summit. And the 995 of Welch has dropped down to 4th, so he's not having the he's not having a disaster, nothing the great this time. Dropped a couple of positions. He's had to hold his own those behind him, so only a couple of people took him. But he's now in 4th behind Morton. Lincoln Bevan, that's the name that to conjure with some forward movement in races. He's currently scored in 5th, Joe.
Well, it looks like Lucas Howell is going to be a hard man to catch. I can see what you mean by the slightly different livery. It's predominantly blue on the leading cart of Lucas Howell now. Behind them, they're pretty spaced out as Lucas Howell through into the lead. Maxim Smith, Dylan Morton now 3rd, Caden Welch 4th, Lincoln Bevan 5th, Leo Basterfield up into 6th, Alexander Colantaniano, he comes through in 7th. Then we got Charlie Hume, Will Swales, Cheesy Green up into the top 10 on the number 77.
Charles Cheesy Green. Close up the moment of that 995 machine. Purple helmet for Caden Welch. And he's just got himself now in a bit of no man's land, hasn't he, really? So he disappears now down at the far corner, which is called the hangar corner, and they come around and back underneath and into the view of the gantry camera through the dog leg. And it's really there's not much time to go. With 2.5 minutes to go, it's become a. I'm watching the carts going down here, and it's become an absolute after you clawed race. So there's a bit of scuffling now around 10th, 11th place. There's 2 or 3 together, the 3-5-3. So just let them, I don't know if Matt can hear. Just let them flow through the camera, Matt, if you can. No, we've got slight communication here. We'll sort that out for tomorrow.
Well, he probably can't hear us for the engine noise. That's our leaders. Our leader's gone through. He's already into the Rapids bends there, off into the background.
There we go. So
that's the second
looking at some of these battles now a bit further down. Look at that train coming down the back end of the grid there. So if Ash just lets some of these flow through on this shot, and you just see the action behind. There's that big battle you can see. Ash moving left, moving right. Go with this. And it looks like the leading of that one is the white machine, and I'll tell you what number it is. It comes underneath me in a second, and that is the 74, or possibly the 77. No, it's Charlie Epgrave from the 74. That's where this is where you get these battles in junior Rotax. It's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Everyone's having an absolute scrap fest. And normally we don't get to see it because it's a scrap fest at the front, but not this time. This time we've got a little bit of a procession at the front of this particular heat.
I do interview a young driver who, a midfield runner, and it's not all about karting and motorsports. It's not all about necessarily battling for the lead. Some of the best racing I've done has been for 15th and 20th and stuff.
Yeah, it's about personal targets, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always find somebody to race in the Junction 6 NKC, somebody who's always on the same sort of level of kit as you, and the same amount of pace. Got a change of
10 and the 10. That was the change for 6th and 7th. As Will Swells went past Leo Basterfield. Will Swells in the. It was a 10 and the 7. It was a 10 and the 119.
No. It was the Lincoln Bevan went ahead of Caden Welsh.
But while I was watching, these two here, these two on the screen now are the 10 and the 119.
Okay.
Or at least one of them's a 10 anyway. Hey, see, 10. That's a 10.
That's the 10.
Do you want to not
Will
point? Do you want to not point at the screen
So
anymore?
Leo Basterfield's gone ahead of Will Swills.
No, he's behind again now.
All right. What are you talking about?
No, because he got overtaken again down here in front of us.
Here they come then. There's only a few seconds
How long
on
was
the
that?
clock.
It took an hour.
It took, a few seconds on the clock. They will get the 2 more laps to go then, Nick. As the clock ticks by, the leaders have already gone through. It's a Coles Racing 1-2 with Lucas Howell and Maxim Smith. And then heading down the hanger straight into the right-hand hairpin now. They go, that's the Frank Always corner. And look at the gap he's pulled.
Yeah.
Lucas Howell.
So the leader's a long, long way ahead. 2 laps to go. Well, not 2, 1 lap and a corner to go. So that's your leader, and he's got a 3-second lead. And you'll see in the background now, second and third's coming a bit more active. Let's concentrate on second and third. Maxine Smith and Morton just thinking about it. It's interesting when they're coming towards you like that. It's kind of a situation where it foreshortens it. You think they're absolutely on the back of it, but they're not. There's a kind of a
bit of a gap,
second. Yeah,
it's a bit of a gap.
Oh, always excited. Oh, it's not quite. I thought
not.
it was.
Yeah.
Oh. But
Yeah,
it's within range. Last lap, anyway. The 2 Coles cars with 2 Coles carts, different liveries, or anyway. Maxim from Morton, both with white helmets. Not everyone wasting money on helmet painting this year, I've noticed.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I think the helmet painters have had a very thin year, or a very popular year where there was no space for other people's helmets to get painted.
Yeah, maybe they've been too busy.
Too busy.
The leader's already towards hanger for the last time. He's already out of hanger. He'll come down towards the dogleg. There he is there on the predominantly blue nose cone of Coles Racing. And he will come underneath and take the checkered flag to take. It's the second group of juniors. With in second place Maxim Smith. Dylan Morton finishes behind. And then we've got Lincoln Bevan, Caden Welch, Will Swales, Cheesy Green 7th. Charlie Hume that is, in 8th. Tom Holden 9th. And Leo Basterfield rounds off the top 10.